Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys the things to know before moving or relocating your family to Dubai. Now if this is something that you want to hear, then please do keep on watching. So the very first thing that you should do before relocating your family to Dubai is to do your research very well, okay? Now I know that watching this video is part of the research you're doing, but you need to do more research, okay? Because you need to understand if your money or the salary you're going to be making at the end of the month will be able to keep your family or sustain your family in the country, okay? Because I realize that there are certain salary categories that are not eligible to sponsor their families here, so you need to be earning a certain amount of money before you can be able to sponsor your family into the country. So these are the things that you should consider. Also know if whatever you are earning is going to be enough for you and your family. Imagine you're coming with a family of 6 and you are earning a certain amount, because schooling and all that can be very pricey here. So you need to understand your budget, how much you're going to be making, how much you're going to be earning. Is it able to sustain you and your family? Will it be better for you to be in your country while you work here and send money back home or something? So you need to do your research very well, so that when you get in here things won't be difficult for you and your family. I hope you get what I mean. Also, you need to do your research about the weather, because during the summer the temperature in this country can be very hot, okay? It can be extremely hot as 52 degrees Celsius in the summer. Imagine you are coming from a colder region and you're coming into this nation in summer. You are just going to melt, okay? So you need to do your research very well. Different research. Don't just watch one video or something. Do a lot of research. Ask people that you know, so that you'll be well abreast with a lot of things before you come in. So the next thing that you should do before moving is you need a sponsor. Now if you're coming in to work, okay, that means you need a work permit or something. So but you need to come in first with a visit visa or something that can be changed into a work permit once you get a job, okay? But if your company is bringing you directly, then you don't have any problem, because the company is definitely going to take care of everything regarding your visa and you're moving here, okay? But if you're coming by yourself to come and work, or you're just thinking, oh, you're tired of where you are with your family, you want to bring your family here to have a better life, then you understand that you need a visa. You need to be legal in the land. So it's either you're getting a work visa or you're getting a business visa, meaning you're setting up your own business here, and with that business visa you can sponsor yourself and your family and have legal stay in the land. Or you can get a freelance visa or an investor visa. These are the things that you can get. And just recently I think they introduced green visa, which gives you the opportunity to sponsor yourself in your work. You don't need your employer to sponsor you, and when your job is terminated you lose your legality in the land. So you can get a green visa. So you need to know about your residency, or how you're going to get residency, and how you're going to sponsor your family when it comes to residency. So the third thing that you must put into consideration before you bring your family here is your medicals, okay? Before you get, now you've gotten in here, you've gotten your job or your business license, you've gotten your residency. Now you want, before you get your residency, which is your Emirate ID card, okay, you need to go for medicals. And these medicals are done in a place that is given by the government, okay? You don't just go into any hospital and do your medicals. It is designated area, a designated place you go for your medicals. Now they're going to check if you're HIV positive, they're going to check if you have tuberculosis, if you have hepatitis B, if you have hepatitis, and all these things. So that's why before you move in with your family, just sit back at home, do this test in your country before you come, so that it won't be a case of you reach here, you got the job, you started working, and during medicals you don't pass this and you have to go back home with your family. Because my husband told me about a particular guy who is a doctor. He came here, he got a job, he was working, and when it was time for him to get his Emirate ID, they did his medicals and realized that he had HIV, and they did not even, the result was not sent to him. They sent policemen to him, and they took him from wherever they met him down to the airport, and that's how he was deported from this country, as he has never been able to come back, and he will never be able to come back. His properties and everything, the people had to help him get his things back to him. The only clothes he left the country with is the clothes he was wearing. So this country frowns on these diseases. So before you come, do a checkup in your country to avoid story that touch. Know your medical result. Know these things, that you don't have these things in your system. And if there's anyone who has any trait of these things in your body, in your blood, then I strongly advise that you shouldn't come, because by the time you come here and they realize that this thing is in your system, I'm sorry, you are going to be deported and you will never be able to come back into the country. So that's why it's very important to be very careful. Take care of your health. Don't share needles. Don't do things. That's why sometimes when I see people who just go around sleeping with all manner of things, I wonder if they have plans of, you know, getting a better job in other advanced countries, because I know that most countries go through medicals before things can, your residency or permanent residency can be given to you. So this is one thing that you should consider. Make sure you are clean. Make sure your family is clean. Your wife, your kids, make sure they are clean, because if they are not, they may not be able to get their residency here. Now the next thing is accommodation. You need to do your research. I will strongly advise you start doing your research of accommodation before you come in, because if you come in and in the hopes of, you know, when you get here, that's when you start doing, it may take longer time and you may have to spend more time in the hotel or something, which is more expensive. But if you start doing your research before you come into the country, it's far better for you, except for those who get accommodation by their employers. Okay, there are people who come in and they don't need to stress for accommodation because their job or their employers already made provision for accommodation for them. But if you are the one sponsoring your accommodation, then you need to start checking, and there are apps that you should download on your phone and start checking, which one of it is Dubizu. Dubizu app, you could get accommodation. Just put the price range, the location of where you want to get your accommodation, and you get different results, and you keep browsing until you see something that works well for you. You can also check Property Finder. These are apps that will help you with accommodation. And another thing I would advise is that if you're working or your business is in a certain place, make sure that the accommodation you are getting is a little bit close to where you are working, so you don't have to, you know, travel a long journey, especially now that the petrol is very, very expensive. You don't want to be going from one Israelite journey to the other because you want to work. It's going to eat too much into your income. It's going to eat too much into your finances. So get an accommodation. If it means that you have to pay a little bit more to get an accommodation that is closer to your office, it's better than getting a far accommodation that is cheaper and you have to spend all this money on petrol, and you need to be servicing your car or something. I'll still get to the transportation and all these things. So it's better to get an accommodation that is a little bit closer to where you are, that is a little bit closer to your job or your business or wherever you're working from. It will make life much more easier for you. Okay, so I'm also going to be doing a video about accommodation. If you want to see that video, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll do the video how to get an accommodation, all the things that you need to put in place, all the things that you will do, all the procedures before you can get an accommodation here in Dubai. If you want to see that video, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll be glad to do that for you. Okay, and also in the area of accommodation, and I would strongly recommend that you get an accommodation within a community, especially if you come in with your family, kids and all that. You will not want to get an accommodation in a very busy area. When your kids want to go out to ride the bicycle, your mind is at, you are not at peace, because you know the area is very busy. Anything can happen. You have to keep an extra eye on them. But when you are in a community, it's easier because, you know, it's more quiet, it's more serene and family friendly. There are designated areas for play for the kids to play. There's swimming pool, gym and all these things that when your kids go out to ride bicycles, you know that they are safe because it's within a community. The flow of traffic and all that is not so much there. So I would strongly advise that you get an accommodation within a community. Now there are different types of accommodation in communities. There is a standalone villa, there is townhouses, there is townhomes, there is apartments within a community, budget friendly depending on what your budget entails, and you can get an accommodation in a community depending on your budget. So just look into this. It's something that will actually help you. I remember when I moved in here, I didn't know about community. We're living in a very busy area, and each time my child has to go out to ride a bicycle or drive his car, I'm always scared because the area was too populated, too busy. But as time goes on, we moved into a community, and I realized how more peaceful and more better and more friendly the environment is for my kids when they go out to play. So this is something that you should put into consideration. So the next on my point is transportation. You should know that the transportation system in this country, public transportation is affordable to an it's a very affordable. That's, I'm talking about the metro system and the bus system. It's very, very affordable. You guys have seen me in my vlogs hop on buses for when I'm going out, especially when I'm going to the malls and I know that I just need to enter bus 5 dirham, and if they take me on a 30 minutes journey instead of buying extra fuel. So there are buses, there are metro stations that connect to virtually everywhere and make life easy for you. But if you're coming with your family, I think that metro may not be your best bet, because when you're carrying children, carrying stroller, carrying this, it may be a little bit difficult. So that's when you need to get a car. So if you've not gotten your own personal car in the beginning, you could rent cars. You could rent a car for as long as you want until you get yours. And there are places you can buy cars. You must not buy a brand new car. There are places you can get a fairly used car, a used car, very clean one, affordable depending on your budget. So look into this so that it's easier when you're traveling, when you're going to places with your car. Imagine you have like 4 or 5 places to go with your family and you are waiting for the bus, which has to stop different people in different bus stop before you get to your destination and the metro. But when you have your personal car, it's easier for you. They are affordable cars. Don't think that, oh, to own a car you must be very rich. Okay, there are affordable ones that you can get depending on your budget. There are places where you can go get very affordable cars, I promise you, in good working condition, and you know, and you enjoy yourself with your family. You can do all the things you need to do and everybody will be happy at the end of the day. So this is something that I think you should also consider before moving here. So another thing that you should consider before moving here is schools, especially when you're coming with your kids. Okay, your kids will definitely need to start school, and I know that here it's not, they don't have public schools like that for expats. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, most of the schools are private schools and they can be very pricey, but there are schools that are also affordable. And I'm going to do a video also concerning schools in Dubai, affordable schools, prices of schools, and different things that you should find out. Please, I don't know if that video is up before this. If it's up, I'll link it up so you can watch it. Okay, it's going to be a very detailed video concerning schooling in Dubai, all you need to know before enrolling your child in a school here in Dubai. So that video is coming up, so please watch out for the video. Turn on your post notifications so you don't miss the video. Okay, so there are schools, different kind of schools that you should also consider before moving here, so that you know the budget, you know what you are earning, you know what you are making, you know what you are spending on schooling, feeding, and all that. And this is something that you should put into consideration before you move here. So another thing that you should know is the security. When you're coming to Dubai as a family, I can very much assure you that this country is very safe and secure. Your family is not going to have any threats or anything that is going to warrant unrest. Okay, it's very secure. Living in this country, I've been living here for almost 4 years now, and I must say I have never had any incident of any unrest or anything. It has been a smooth sail. Okay, so this country, if you're thinking of coming here, then I strongly advise that you should, because the country is very secure. Your kids will be safe, your wife will be safe, you yourself, you'll be safe, I promise you. Okay, so the final point, so that this video is not too long, is health insurance. You need to know that when you live here in Dubai, you must have an health insurance card. Okay, because hospitals here, healthcare can be very pricey, so you need to put this into consideration. Why some company will sponsor you for your health card, your insurance card, they'll pay for your insurance for both you and your wife and maybe 2 or 3 kids. Why some other companies, they don't sponsor, you are the one that they will only sponsor for the person, the employer, the person that they employed. Why the man or the woman is responsible for his or her family. Okay, so you need to put this into consideration, because if you don't have an insurance and your child take ill, it's going to be too much money just to see a doctor. You might be paying 500 dirhams just to book an appointment, whereas if you have an insurance, you just need to pay 50 dirhams. You can imagine the scale of 500 to 50. So you need to put into consideration that you'll be needing an insurance. I know back in Africa, growing up, I didn't have an insurance. We don't have insurance. If you are sick, you go to the hospital. With any amount they tell you, you pay. But over here, you need an insurance. You need an insurance card. It helps to make things subsidized, so that in case of an emergency and you need to do this thing, your insurance will pay for a large amount of it. If you guys watched the vlog where I got my medicated lenses, I only paid 20%. My insurance took care of 80%. But imagine I didn't have an insurance, I will pay the whole 100% of that money. So this is one benefit of having an insurance. So you need to understand that when you're coming in here, you need to do your research. Is your company going to handle the insurance of you and your family, or it's you that's going to pay for the insurance? Because it can also be a little bit pricey, but there are different insurance that you can get. There are some that are more budget friendly, and there are some that are very comprehensive also. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope I was able to communicate certain important information to you, and if you find this video very helpful, please hit the like button, turn on your post notifications to get you notified, subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, and do stay blessed.